little spontaneous video again, and I haven't got a clue where I'm going to talk about, so I will surprise myself, I guess. What I did want to start with is thank you again for all your reactions on my last video and on my last post. And there were lots of positive and negative reactions, like always on YouTube. And I actually wanted to share something today to encourage you as well. And I will start this time with the quote of the day. Usually I end my message with the quote. Now I will start it and I will let you know why. And the quote of today is of Dennis Paul Kimbo. He was a motivational speaker and also a black person. Can I say that? I mean, I think he was from, I don't even know what state, but he is an American. And in Dutch his quote says, het leven is 10% wat er gebeurt en 90% hoe je erop reageert. And in English that means life is 10% of what happens and 90% on how you react on it. And that is exactly what I wanted to talk to you about, because this is so true. It's a little obvious. Again, quotes are most of the time very obvious, but that doesn't diminish any of the truth in it. And I know that I have a decision about how I react on things. I mean, of course, my life is quite difficult when you see it objectively. My body doesn't work as it is supposed to be. I have a lot of setbacks. There are a lot of things working against me. I'm in pain, etc., etc. And I have an eating disorder and I have diabetes right now, etc. And it seems that everything is horrible, difficult, and yeah. But nevertheless, I still can choose how I react on all the things that are happening around me. And that gives me some power about my own life. And that is really what I want to do right now, every single day, again, and again. And I will keep doing that. So I am deciding to take as good care of myself as I can right now. I'm not going to wait for when the help comes from the hospital or from other people or whatever. I will do what I can at this very moment. So I did my research on diabetes 3C, and whatever people are telling me, I really do have diabetes 3C. And it, of course, it may be triggered due to my conditions and my eating disorder, but it could be possible that it is already from my 6th when I had that operation. They're not sure about that, but I need to cope with it right now. I contacted a dietitian who is specialized in it. I will have to pay for her, and I will do that, and I will ask her for advice, because of course I can do my Google research, and yes, I'm a nutritional scientist myself, but I haven't got a clue how to deal with this myself. So I hope to have an appointment with her ASAP, and she can help me out with how to deal with it. And at this moment, my blood sugars are all over the place, really sky high and far too deep. And okay, I could panic all day and I feel horrible physically, but what I also can do is just use my energy when I'm in a hyper for the better, and instead of laying in my bed crying and spending my energy there, for example, making another video, or do something else for other people, and do something good and not focus on my own misery. And when I'm in a hypo at the moment, I will just have to eat again, even if it's not time to eat, or if it's not on my food plan, you know, I will just eat and get it up again, my blood sugar. And that's what I can do for myself right now. And focus on the positive and just keep on going. I did hear from the hospital yesterday, and that was very nice. It really was a real relief. And they promised me that I will get a bed in January. And before I thought, oh, it's going to be postponed again and again and again. Coming Tuesday, so next week Tuesday, they will finally have a meeting with everybody, with all the doctors and the dietitian, etc. They're going to consider my case, and then they will make a plan ASAP, and hopefully then I will know what they're going to do, because I still haven't got a clue how they think they're going to help me. And they will include now the diabetes part, my intestine problems, my eating disorder, etc., etc. So I'm really waiting for that. I'm a little nervous about it, what comes out, because I'm scared. I'm just scared. I'm scared about what they're going to ask me to do. And yeah, it's scary. It's scary just to the unknowing and handing things over and not having control about it. That's scary. Also, people are a little bit judgmental about how I react on things out of my eating disorder, and I do understand that, and maybe I could make another video about like inside my mind or something to let you know how my thoughts work when I'm in my eating disorder. And then I'm really not thinking clearly. And it's not an excuse. Of course, it's not an excuse. I must keep doing whatever I can. And I will, and I am. But there are several moments in the day that my eating disorder just takes over. And I can't think reasonably. I just do. And I just act without really thinking. And those are the moments I really need help, outside help, to get me through that, to get me back to my objectively thinking, or to lower my anxiety, or talk about my fears, or whatever, to be able to do what is good for me despite all the thoughts and feelings, etc., that come up at that moment that prevent me from doing what is right. And that is the thing with an eating disorder, like it is with most mental and emotional challenges. I mean, it is called a disorder because it's not in order, so it's off the road. And if I wouldn't have an eating disorder, of course I could follow a food plan. Of course I could do what is right for myself when I know what is right. But that is the thing of having a disorder. I mean, that is the whole issue. So I won't blame myself for that, because that is why I need help. And when I get that help, that would make things easier, but it won't solve the problem in itself. Then I still would have to do the work myself. I would have to go into action. I would have to let go of control. I have to let myself be helped. But the first steps are always recognize your own problem, recognize where you fall short and what you can't do on your own, then ask for help, and then accept help and do what they tell you to do, even though it goes against your thoughts and your emotions. Yeah, that was what I wanted to say again. And one thing I really loved about your reactions, because somebody said something that was really a good one, and I thought this is exactly what people need when they are in a similar situation. He said, I want to kick your ass and give you a hug, and that is exactly to the point, because that is something I need to do myself. On the things that I can change, sometimes I just need a kick onto my ass, and I need that from somebody else. I need to give it myself, and that is just like, come on, Angelique, stop moaning now, do what you can, let go of what you can't. But on the other hand, I really think that I need to love myself, not be so harsh on myself, because you guys can be harsh on me, but believe me, I'm the one who is the harshest on myself. Really, really, really. I can be so judgmental about my own behavior, and that doesn't help, because that only gets me into a depression, and then I really don't want to do, and not able to do anything at all anymore. So there must be a balance between being harsh towards my bad behavior and towards my eating disorder that is trying to kill me, and being loving and gentle and full of compassion towards my own self and my own little girl and my own scared little me that really needs help and love and care to feel safe and to step out of her problems and to keep on growing and keep on going to its recovery. So I do think those two things are really very important. I also want to thank people, but because there are a few people, there is somebody who sent me a box full of sensors, and those are the sensors to measure my blood glucose, and it was covered for her husband and he doesn't need them anymore, and she said, I would like to send them to you, and I just got the box and I'm so thankful for it because they are very expensive and they're not covered by insurance. So now I have a whole box and I can use them for a few months now. So that is I'm so thankful for that. And there was somebody else, and you know who it is when you hear this, and she made a donation on my GoFund page for a few sessions with an eating disorder specialist, and I'm so thankful for that as well. And this afternoon I will have an intake conversation with somebody, and then I can have a few sessions and see what follows with that, and that will be, I really think that will be so helpful. So thank you, dear, you know who you are, and thank you for that. And I want to finish with at least a few of the questions I got from the Q&A. I don't want to make this video too long, so I will just pick randomly a few out of it. Do I have animals or pets? At the moment, I don't. I did have a dog. I love all animals, and horseback riding is one of the things I love to do. So I love horses. I love cats and dogs, and actually every living animal except bugs. Yeah, I love them. And if I can, and when I am further in my recovery, I would love to have a dog again, and maybe a cat as well, and maybe a horse, but okay, that's for the future maybe. Am I a sweet or savory person? I think more savory. I love my sweets, but I'm really, it's always like a small portion is for me enough. Whether when I have something savory, I can eat much more of it. So, and what's my favorite cuisine? And yeah, I must say that's Italian. The problem is with my intestine problems, I can hardly have the real Italian food. So I can have like the fishes and the olives and the grilled veggies, etc. And I love that, but the pastas, the normal pastas from wheat, I can't have anymore, and I really miss them because I love things like lasagna, etc. and spaghetti bolognese, and oh, that's so good. But there are things I can still have when they are not from wheat, so I enjoy that a lot. And how do I drink my coffee? What's my favorite way to drink it? Well, I'm not allowed to have any normal dairy because actually I love cappuccino or latte macchiato because those are my favorite ways of drinking it. And I do drink that still, but then I have to make it from soy, and that's a little different. And there are also other plant-based dairies I can make it from, but it's different. So it's not that great, at least I think so. For example, oat milk is also a good one, and then we have the full fat version, and that is quite creamy, and I do like it, but it just tastes very different. But I do like the most, I just like make a very big cappuccino or latte macchiato, and otherwise I just drink it black. So when it's good coffee, I like it as well. And my favorite snack, or my favorite chocolate, yes, oh, that is dark chocolate with whole nuts. Totally, for sure. I love that. So and it doesn't matter what nuts, because I love every nut, and that is something I love. Do I have brothers or sisters? Yes, I have 2 brothers. I'm the youngest one of the 3. I don't have much contact with them, and that's a whole story in itself. Maybe I will tell something about that later, but for now that's okay. Sports, well, sweethearts, I can't even stand on my feet, so I'm not sporting. But I think you mean what kind of sports did you like and did you do? Well, I was very athletic all my life. In the Netherlands, you have a sport that is called korfbal, and that's a sport that is only in the Netherlands, so nowhere else around the world. And it's yeah, typically Dutch, and I did that for a long time on a very high level. And it is something like basketball, but then different. Oh yeah, what are the differences between basketball and korfball? For one, the thing where you put the ball in is standing in the middle, so it's not against the wall or something. And you play with both men and women, and not only with men or women. Well, that's something I really like to do, but I also played soccer, women's soccer, and I really loved it as well. But there are also very female things I did, because I was quite good at gymnastics, for example, and also dancing. I did classical dance, and also jazz dance, and also ballet. And I like to run and to mountain bike and to swim, and there are so many things I like. I just love sports. And I didn't do it out of my eating disorder, just full pleasure and fun. So when I would recover more, those are things, oh my goodness, I'm so looking forward to that. I would be so happy and so thrilled. So that is something I really want to reach for. I think I'm going to leave it with this, so the video won't become too long, but I will get back on other questions, because there were people asking so many good questions, also things I've never thought about before. So I would love to think about it and to answer those questions. Yeah. Okay, well, this was an update. I hope it will be an encouragement for people who are struggling themselves as well, because I don't diminish my own fears and my own pain. And I really want to acknowledge that my situation is hard. And I can be gentle and loving towards myself. But it doesn't help anyone, and the least myself, to just stay in my pity pool, wait for help, and wonder whenever it comes, and then just actually kill myself in the process, because I don't go into action on the points I can go into action. So this is me saying again, I will keep on fighting. And this is my road to recovery, and not my road to die or to stop living, because that's a difference. You can die and you can stop living, and stop living is something I can make a change in. When I die, okay, then it's over, and that's not up to me. But I can keep on living. And in next videos, I will also share things about how to spend my Christmas, because that's something I won't do in the hospital yet, and how I live my life right now. Maybe I can take you along with some things I want to do, and I want to plan for myself to get through this few weeks I still have to get through till I can go to the hospital, and maybe make you a little happy when you come along with me. So, okay, big hug out of the Netherlands again. Un abrazo muy fuerte y muchos besos. Y naja, für die Deutschsprachigen unter uns auch eine riesige Umarmung und alles Liebe. En voor de Nederlanders onder ons, nou ja, jullie begrijpen dat dit voor mij de makkelijkste taal is, maar ook heel veel liefs van de mensen die Nederlands spreken. En heel fijn dat jullie ook reageren. And of course, for all the English people, big hug, much love, and looking forward to your reactions again. Bye, sweethearts.